Welcome back to the ATB channel, and on this video we're going to be showing you how to change a thermostat on an E46 M3, and as a bonus we're going to be showing you how to bleed the coolant system, so completely take out all the coolant and put fresh coolant in. So let's jump right in. We are working on the E46 M3 today, and we have a engine light that is on at the minute, so let's check out what that is. So we got this nifty tool here. It's specifically for BMWs with the ignition on and the OBD connected. We're just going to see what this issue is. It's a 3 Series and it's an E46. Go into driver and engine, and we're going to test to see what the error is on this. Read trouble codes. And we've got plausibility, engine temperature. I've had this issue for a little while with this car where the engine doesn't warm up to optimum temperature. It always stays a little bit on the cold side, and I believe that the ECU is reading that the readings are not correct over a period of time. It's taken a set of readings and it's saying, yeah, engine and coolant temperature is not correct. So what we're going to do today is a thermostat and a coolant flush on this E46 M3. Let's get onto it. To do a thermostat on this E46 M3, we are going to first take off this plastic. We're then given access to work on the thermostat. Now the thermostat is right here. To take it out, all we got to do is remove this pipe, and we got to remove 3 10mm bolts here, which should just release the housing and give us access to the thermostat. The thermostat looks like this. This is the replacement one that we're using. It's an OEM part, so we are going to be fitting it to that. I'm going to show you the process, what to do to remove the thermostat and refit it, and I will also show you how to do a coolant flush on this engine, so to completely take the coolant out and then put fresh coolant in. Let's get onto it. The clips that I can see, these here, this, and this, and then potentially this one as well, just to give us access. I've taken this plastic out. They look like push clips, so I'm going to use a pry tool to pull these pins up and then take that clip out. The next thing I want to do is remove this plastic, and to do so I believe there's a few push clips over here, so I'm going to use a pry tool to pull those out. I'll probably pull just this side out because I might just leave this pipe on and pull this away, so let's see how that goes. And then I want to drain all the coolant out of this system, so the way I'm going to do that is by pulling out that temperature sensor right there and then taking it off, and hopefully that should drain out all the coolant as much as possible. On this left side, it's only one push clip, so I used a pry tool to take that out, and this plastic literally comes out. So I want to drain the coolant out of this system. First thing I'm going to do is take the electrical sensor off for the temperature sensor, and that's just literally a push clip, and that pops out. And then on here there's 2 clips on either side, which you have to sort of pinch together and pull this sensor out. So I'm going to do that next. I might use some WD-40 around there before I do it. Then just be prepared, put a bucket underneath or something, because this will start spewing out, so just be prepared for that. I'm just using the help of a plier to push both the clips in on either side. Let me see if I can zoom in for you there. I'm going to slowly pull this up, and as you can see, the coolant is starting to come out already. Yeah, just be careful because it will spurt all over the place, so be careful it's not crazy hot for you. And there we go, that is the temperature sensor out. I'm going to put that aside. Just going to let that drain out slowly. I might consider taking this pipe off from the radiator, because that will give us a bit more coolant coming out the system. The more we can get out, the better, because I do want to flush this system out and put new coolant in. Managed to pull that pipe off. To get it off, you have to take this clip off. It's just over the pipe. You just pull up on this clip. It's like this. You pull it up, and then you pull that pipe outwards towards the car, in essence. So you pull it in that direction, and that will let more coolant come out of the radiator system and the engine as well. Now that the coolant has drained out as much as possible, the next thing we're going to do is take off these 3 10mm bolts. I'm going to move this out of the way as well. I can just unclip it just like that, move this pipe out of the way, this wire actually, and yeah, we're going to take 1, 2, 3 10mm bolts out and whip that off. At this point, I'm just removing the 3 10mm bolts from this housing. It's relatively easy as they are upward facing, and then once these are out, we can then move the bracket out the way. Once this is done, it's just a case of wiggling the thermostat housing out of the way so that you can squeeze past it and take the thermostat out, as you will see me doing right here. There you go. That is the thermostat out. Just be careful, there's 2 O-rings here that you got to be careful of. That one on there and the one at the bottom. With the housing, it did come up without taking this pipe off, but the only reason it came up is because this pipe was off, so it gave me enough room to pull this thermostat housing up and take this thermostat out. So there we go, thermostat is out. So what we're going to do now is replace it with the new one. So that one. The main thing is get your O-ring on and replace the other one as well. Put this in the right way, that is the most important thing. Let's try and take these O-rings out. Just going to use a pick tool here to try and get under it. And then just pry it out. There we go. Pull that one off. So I've got a kit of O-rings here and I'm going to try and match the same one. So let's try and see which one is the right one here. It's pretty thin, so it's not a really thick one. I'll go for this one. I think that's the one. Looks about right. It's a bit on the thick side. So yeah, I'm going to pop that on. Let's get the other O-ring out too. One at the bottom. This one, luckily, it comes in our kit, so I'll just put that on the side. I've got one here. That's perfect, so that will go straight back in. Just gonna pop that down there. That's seated right in its seat, and the new one, I'm gonna pop around this. Well, I'm going to need to use 2 hands for this, so I'm just going to pop the camera down for a second. I don't want to lose the O-ring. That is now on. You can use a bit of O-ring seal just to help with ease of putting this back on. I've not got any at the minute, so I'm going to use a bit of washing up liquid just to get that around that so it's non-corrosive for the O-ring. I'm also going to give the inside of this lip a clean. I'm going to use a bit of sandpaper for that. Just as an extra step to completely drain your coolant out, if you want to, there is a bolt on the engine block right there where my socket and extension is. It's a 13mm. Just undo that and the coolant from the engine will start to pour out as well from there. I'm going to take that bolt out, drain more coolant out, and do this before I put the thermostat back in. So let's get on to that. You might need a bigger bucket, but you can see how much coolant is actually coming out of this engine. It's ridiculous. It's a tough one to avoid, but coolant will literally go everywhere. So unfortunately, it's just one of those jobs. At least you can get more coolant out of your engine. And this is the bolt which came out. There you go. Happy with all the coolant that's come out, go ahead and put that bolt back in. For reference, I'm going to try and show you where the bolt is. There you go, it's that bolt. Just a note, when you're putting this bolt back, the torque setting is 24 Newton meters. Once we've done with the drain plug and it's all back together, we're going to just put this new thermostat back in. And the way that it's going to go in is this way. So we're just going to move this housing out the way a little bit. So I'm trying to try my best to do this with one hand. Just squeeze it in here if I can. There we go. And we just place it right there. And then we're going to put the housing over it. And before I finish this, I'm just going to put a bit of washing up liquid around this so that this goes on easy. So I'm going to get that on there, put the thermostat back in the right position, and then from there is literally a reverse process to put everything back together. So go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you how to bleed the system on this E46 M3 using coolant. Let's get it. So everything is put back together. Remember to nip up your bolts, put the pipe back on, and put your temperature sensor back in. That's just literally push in, and that is back in. We are now going to bleed this system. So the way we're going to do it is firstly open the bleed valve. So let's just get a flat screwdriver here. We're going to open this up. So the key things here is the front of the car is lifted up because we want this point to be as high as possible. We are then going to fill the coolant into this bottle. Keep filling it until all the bubbles are out of here. Once we've got to that point, we are then going to switch the ignition on to position 1, put the heating on max, and put the fans on very low, like the first setting. Just blow the fans, and that will open up the heating system. And then we're going to continue to pour coolant into here until all the bubbles come out of here. Once we've got it to that stage, we'll then start the car, close that up, warm the car up, let it cool down, and then we are going to do this procedure again. Open the bleed valve once it's cool, fill some coolant in here, wait until all the bubbles come out. That's after the thermostat has opened up. And then once we are done and all the bubbles are out, we can then check the levels, put the car down and let it cool down. We will check it again. It's always good to, once you've done this procedure, put the car down, leave it for a bit, leave this cap off so that just in case any bubbles need to come up, and then check it after about 20 minutes, half an hour, or even the next day. Just check your levels just to be double sure that all your levels are good. So let's get on to this. We're going to first fill this up until all the bubbles come out of there. Let's get on to that. As I've been filling that, you can see here that slowly it's starting to bubble out. It's literally just burping up air that's in the block. So we're just going to let this continue to bleed out, get all the air out as much as possible. We're replacing all the air that's in the system with coolant, so we just want to make sure that we've got no air locks. So I'm going to continue to fill that until that is completely bled out, in essence. What I might do at this point, I'm using ready to mix coolant in here just to get this bleeding process going. I'm not wasting coolant. I'm going to add some distilled water into this system and just keep bleeding this coolant out. So at this point, what we're going to do now is put the ignition on. So I put it on to the first position. We are then going to put the heat on max, the fan on low. This is on setting 2. Put that up on hot as well. And then we are going to continue to fill coolant in here until all the bubbles are out of here. You can see it's burping up air from there, just as it's going through the heater matrix. Right, at this point I'm pretty satisfied that all the air is out because there's not much bubbles coming out of there. I'm just going to close this up now. Just close that up, and then at this point what I'm going to do is start the car, making sure it's in neutral. At this point what we're going to do is let the coolant circulate through the system, warm the car up, let it just get through the whole engine, let the water pump it round, and hopefully that will just sort the whole coolant system out and bleed the system up. So let's do that now. So at this point it's just me going back and forth, opening the bleed nipple, releasing the air, filling the coolant up, and just getting as much air out of this system as possible until I am satisfied that majority of the air is out. So I've left it running for a bit. As you could see, I was periodically opening the bleed valve just to let any air come out, just in case if there were any in there. And the temperature is coming up slowly, so we're going to wait till it gets to right in the middle, which is the optimum temperature, and then hopefully at that point the thermostat will open and then we can continue to bleed this engine. So the car is now at operating temperature. Also, I'm using a very cool feature on the hidden menu, which you could check out in our other videos, our how-to videos. We can check engine temperature using a digital reading. So this is showing 83 degrees. So this is now running at optimal temperature. The coolant is completely bled. There's no more air coming out of this bleeding system. And I didn't actually switch the car off and put it back on because I ran it up to temperature, it ran up fine, didn't overheat. It's not showing any signs of a airlock, so I'm completely happy at this point. What I'll do is just top this up a little bit, just until that red pin is completely up, and we are good to go. That is job done, and then I can put the car back down and do a test. What I'll do at this stage is tomorrow I will check the coolant, and once it's cooled down in the morning, and just check the levels, make sure everything's good. What I do now is clear the engine code. Let's just read the code again. Engine plausibility temperature. I'm gonna go to erase. There we go. The engine light is now off and the car is warming up as I would expect. It's at operating temperature. I'm just going to turn the car off, turn it back on. There we go. That is a thermostat and coolant flush all done. At this point, I just want to say thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. Be sure to like and comment in the comment section below, and we will see you in the next one.